being with us. We want to take a segment and we're going to talk about dollar cost averaging or peso cost averaging or yuan cost averaging or whatever, euro, whatever it is. But the concept is on cost averaging. And so you get a little bit better idea. And again, this is our section number 4, which is the automatically invest. And again, the wealth formula, you want to put money away on a weekly, monthly basis, times time, times have it go up in value. That's the wealth formula. Now, the reason we do this is because you need to get your money working for you. You're working hard up here making more money. You're working hard with your side hustle. We've got to get your money working for you. The people that are very well off have systems and money working for them. But one of the things I want to talk to you about is the concept called dollar cost averaging. And so you get a better idea of how this all works. Now, the first thing is the law of supply and demand. So the first question is, why do some stocks go up and some go down? Why do indexes go up and down? Why do bonds go up and down? Why do the prices of onions go up or down? Well, it's all because of the supply, the law, and it's called the law of supply and demand. And the way it works is very simple. And then I'm going to show you about dollar cost averaging so you can kind of put the two together. But when you talk about the law of supply and demand, you have different things that are out there, and it applies to all kinds of things. But right now we're going to use real estate, for example. And real estate, there's two things. There is supply, and then there's demand. Okay, you got supply and demand. Now, there's only so many units that are available. There's so many houses that are available. In this example, I'm going to say that there's 100, just so you can get the concept of it. There's only 100 out there, but you know what? 200 people want one. 200 people want a property. 200 people can afford a property. Now, the way they afford it is because interest rates were low. Interest rates were low, the payments were low, and so the demand is high. There's only 100 of them available, but there's 200 people. Let me make sure that you see that well. There's 200 people that want those properties. Guess what happens to the price? There's only 100 of them available, but 200 people want them. Guess what happens to the price? The price goes up. The price goes up. Now, they have increased the cost, the interest rates, for you to be able to afford a house. So as a result, guess what's happened? The demand has gone down. The supply is still the same. So what's happening to the prices? Well, it's probably going sideways. Okay. Now, if the supply, all of a sudden something crazy happened and we built a whole new chunk of supply, and now there's 200 of them available, and the demand, there's only 100 people that want to buy it, guess what's going to happen to the price? It's going to go down. It's the law of supply and demand. Now, the reason that this is so important and why it goes into the dollar cost averaging is because you have to take the law of supply and demand of money. Okay, the law of supply and demand of money. What kind of money is out there? Well, there's cash, there are stocks, there are bonds, there's crypto, there's real estate. And as people have money, they're moving that money. When interest rates were really low, bonds were very attractive. Hey, you're going to put your money in and you're going to get nothing out of it. So I don't want my money there. I'm going to put all my cash in there, and I'm going to take all the money from here and I'm going to put it in there. So now you have a lot of demand. There's a lot of people that want to put their money there. So guess what happens to the price of stocks? It goes up. Why? Because all these people are moving their money from there. Okay, so what happens? The price goes up. Now, they go in and they change the interest rates. They change the interest rates and the cost for businesses to borrow money. Guess what happens? They're saying, hey, it's going to cost these businesses more money to run their businesses. So what's going to happen? Well, hey, bonds used to be like 1%. Now they're 4 or 5%. So people are taking their money from here and they're putting it there. Hey, I want to put it over here. They're putting their cash over here. As a result, the value of the bonds are going up. More people are chasing the bonds. If crypto's coming out and everybody's excited about crypto, it's brand new and everybody's excited about it, then they're taking their money from here and they're putting it into crypto. They're taking their money out of here and they're putting it there, taking their money out of there and putting it there. As a result, guess what? Supply and demand goes right back to supply and demand. How much is available and how many people want it? And that pushes the prices up. The same is true on anything. You know, you look at different stocks. McDonald's comes out and it's really hot. Hey, we want to buy a lot of McDonald's, or Amazon, or anything that came out that's new, they want to buy a lot of that. So that's the law of supply and demand. Now and that's one of the reasons that stuff goes up or down. But over a long period of time is what we're looking at. Things are going to be more expensive in the future. Assets are going to be more expensive in the future because the central governments of the world are printing more money. That's just basically the bottom line of it. They can't pay their bills. So what do? They print more money. We have debt in America. And who owns the debt? Well, the citizens own the debt. Other foreign countries own the debt. And hey, we want to spend more money. We want to spend more money. Okay, well, we'll give you a credit line. It's just like if you are spending money on your credit card and you get to your limit, you can't buy anymore, and you say, hey, would you give me a bigger credit line? Would you give me the ability to spend more money? So let's talk a little bit about dollar cost averaging. And this is really kind of important. And this is why we look at this as a long term. The value of that is that prices go up or down over a period of time. And the point about dollar cost averaging is that you can buy more shares. And just for simple math, let's say that you have 100 pesos, dollars, whatever it is to invest. And you're going to do that every month. You have 100 of these available. Now, and just for simple math, let's just say we're going to buy McDonald's. And McDonald's is trading at $50 a share. Well, that means I can buy 2 of them. Okay, I've got 100 and it's trading at $50, so I can buy 2 shares that month. Now, just to show you the extreme so you get the concept, well, let's say McDonald's goes down in price to $25. Guess what? You could buy 4 of them. You could buy 4 of them. And the next month it goes back up to $50, so you can only buy 2. And the next month it's 100, so you can only buy 1. Okay, you get that? And again, this is extreme, just so you learn the concept of this. So you had $100 to expend, or pesos or whatever. The McDonald's was trading at $50 a share, so you got to buy 2 of those. 2 times 50 equals 100. The next month, hey, the stock went down to $25. You got to buy 4 shares. It went back to 50. You got to buy 2 shares. It went to 100, so you can only buy 1 share. Now this is kind of interesting because we're going to say, well, how many total shares do you own? Well, I've got 2 plus 4 plus 2, that's 8. That means I have 9 shares, and I spent $400. How much is, so I've got I've got 9 of those, and right now the stock is trading, let's say at $75. Just say it's trading at $75. Who can tell me what that answer is? Put it in your chat right now. 9 times 75 equals how much? Throw in the chat. Throw in the chat. What do you get? Correct answer is $675. Now you spent 400. It's worth $675. So you've got a $275 profit. The stock went up, it went down, it went even down further back here, and then it went up, and now it's trading at 75. You've got 9 shares at 75, which is $675. Your price point, you only spent 400 on it, and you've got a profit on it. So that's why we talk about dollar cost averaging. I don't know where the stock's going. But I do know that sometime in the future, because of long-term spending around the world, that that stock most likely is going to be worth more money in the future. Real estate is going to cost more in 10 years from now or 15 years from now than it will tomorrow, just because of inflation. And if you own things, we appreciate it because it's appreciating in value. If you don't own things, it's inflation and it's costing you money. It's costing you more to live. Onions are cost more today than they did 2 years ago or 5 years ago. Why? Because the governments can't pay their bills. So what do? They just print more money. They're watering down the milk. So that's the part about supply and demand. That's the part about the dollar cost averaging. And so we're long-term investors. We don't pick and choose stock. You know, if you want to take some of your assets and pick and choose, have fun with it, because it's a game and games are fun. But for most people, you just buy the 500 biggest companies in America, which is what we do. We buy the S&P 500, the symbol SPY, SPY. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just telling you what we do. And we like Berkshire Hathaway a lot, BRK, because it's kind of like the S&P 500. They own a lot of big companies, and it's a big insurance company, and it's Warren Buffett, and he's a perfect guy to learn from. You know, follow his systems, and then if you know, people say, well, I'm just going to invest like Buffett. Well, you can. I just invest in Buffett. Instead of trying to compete with Buffett, I'm just invest in Buffett. And that's one of the things that we founded the foundation with. So this has been Tom Painter talking to you today. Thank you so much for being with you. We're going to put a link into the chat, and we're going to thank all of you for being in class. Again, part of what we do at the foundation is that mission number one is to provide financial rewards for students when they attend class. You just attended class here live. You can get the links to the live class by simply going to successandmoneyfoundation.org and joining, getting a free membership. And then we send out an email every week, and we'll give you the link to be in a live class. So anybody that's in a live class, we're going to send out some money to put into your investment account, because that's the purpose and that's the mission of our foundation is to help you get started. And because when you start having an investment account, you think differently. You just think differently. Hey, I'm looking long term. Daryl thinks very differently than he did 6 months ago. I think very differently because I had a father that taught me about money, and we did it together. That's what we're trying to do for you. You can only connect the dots going backwards. This foundation wouldn't be here if it wouldn't have been for my dad. Just very simple. My dad passed away, and he has no idea of the impact that he made because of the impact he made on me. Make a difference, make it happen, and remember that every life is precious. So we're going to put that link in the chat right now. If you're on, you're welcome to go fill that out, and we're going to send out some more money today because that's part of the mission of the foundation. Make a difference, make it happen, and remember that every life is